Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of To the Point. Today's topic of discussion is FAO's The Unjust Climate Report. First of all, let's see why is it in the news. A national level dialogue on the Food and Agriculture Organization report, The Unjust Climate, organized on 16th October in New Delhi, focused on the multidimensional poverty and climate vulnerabilities in rural parts of the country. Now moving on to key highlights of the report. It provided policy recommendations on addressing the adverse effects of climate stressors, including long-term changes in temperatures, on the rural poor, which is critical for reducing persistent and transitory poverty in India. The report has suggested that India has made remarkable strides in reducing rural poverty over the past 2 decades. Headcount poverty rates have dropped dramatically from 42.5% in 2005-06 to just 8.6% in 2022-24, according to the latest estimates from the India Policy Forum. The report reveals that rural female-headed households in low and middle-income countries face 8% higher income losses from heat stress and 3% more from floods compared to male-headed households. A 1 degree Celsius temperature rise would lead to a 34% greater income loss for women than men, widening gender gaps in agricultural productivity and wages. The report analyzed data from over 1 lakh rural households across 24 LMICs, that is, low and middle income countries, combining socio-economic and climate data. Poor rural households experience a 5% greater income loss from heat stress and flooding than wealthier households, exacerbating child labor and unpaid work for women. Impoverished families adopt maladaptive strategies like reducing income streams and selling livestock, worsening their long-term vulnerability to climate change. Now moving on to policy recommendations. The report suggests that addressing these challenges requires targeted interventions to empower various rural populations to engage in climate adaptive measures, anticipatory social protection, scaling up programs that provide financial support ahead of extreme weather events can prevent households from restoring to adverse coping mechanisms such as selling off productive assets or reducing food consumption. Workforce diversification. Investing in skills development and vocational training combined with mentorship programs can help rural poor households diversify away from climate-sensitive work. Gender transformative approaches. Tackling discriminatory gender norms that prevent women from participating in non-farm employment is crucial. Participatory agricultural extension. Encouraging group-based approaches to agricultural experimentation can help rural farmers adapt to changing climate conditions. And access to adaptive technologies. Public investment in promoting climate-resilient agricultural technologies is critical for supporting land-constrained households. Now lastly, moving on to way forward. As India continues to progress in poverty reduction, addressing the vulnerabilities posed by climate change is essential. The findings of this brief provide critical insights for policymakers and development organizations as they seek to protect the most vulnerable segments of the population from the adverse effects of climate change. Now is the time for practice question. Consider the following statements about the Unjust Climate Report. 1. A national level dialogue on the World Bank report, The Unjust Climate, organized in New Delhi. 2. The report has suggested that India has made remarkable strides in reducing rural poverty over the past 2 decades. Which of the statements given above is are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2? Send the answer of this question in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.